Hello. I'm going to speak about religion as an important, in fact, a key factor to understand and to solve some of the conflicts regarding water. I'm going to first give a short overlook over religious aspects in conflicts over water, and then I will speak about how religion can be a problem in conflicts over water, and then religion as a solution in conflicts over water. You see this picture here of two persons being divided by water, and they point in two directions. And this perhaps can be an illustration to the problem of religion and water conflicts. You saw the presentation before of how a child came to life, and the child is surrounded by water, and we are surrounded by water. And in the introduction, we were also told that a high percentage of our body is water. And in fact, in all religions of the world, water is very important. In fact, water is most often holy or considered holy. If it's not the God, then it's a part of the divine, or at least can be connected to the divine. And in terms of religion, I think that in here living in Sweden, and in Northern Europe, we tend to disregard religion as an important factor for people. In fact, in the world, the majority of the people living in the world, actually on all time, they are religious. And therefore, in their daily life, religion is a key factor to understand, for example, why a child comes to life and why we live, and why we die, and what we have to do in order to speak with the divine and communicate with the divine. And their water is a key factor in that sense, also from a religious perspective instead, because water is used in religious services, water is used also just to survive, and also to explain how we come to life. In several of the creation myths of the world religions, water is very important. It is in some religions, water was the first thing that emerged, and everything comes from water. In other religions, water is perhaps not the first thing that comes to life, but everything is surrounded by water. But water is also a religious issue in terms of, for example, the access of water. Two very world famous rivers, the River Jordan, that flows actually through three religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And another very famous river is the River Ganges, which flows through two major religions, Hinduism and Islam, but actually also Buddhism and Christianity, and also some other religions as well, but the major religions are Hinduism and Islam. So conflicts over those two rivers are actually deeply associated with religion. But then also you have a secular perspective on religion, in a sense that from a secular perspective, religion is not important at all. It is water as a commodity, water as an economic value. You can own water, you can buy water, you can sell water, but water has no religious meaning whatsoever. It is not, whether or not it's holy, it doesn't matter at all. And there you have, I would say, a major clash between two perspectives of how to regard water, either as a commodity or as something holy. Of course, it can be combined as well, but it is very problematic in discussions. And here comes my problem of religion in water. In this sense, you can see this person, he is feeling quite depressed, and the tree is falling apart, perhaps a bit overambitious in this painting here, but to show that religion can be a major problem in conflicts over water. Because, for example, some of the world's greatest religions in the sense of population, Christianity and Islam, and also in the world religion Judaism, they have all an exclusive understanding of religion. And that is that their own religion is the absolute way to understand how God is. And then in that sense, if you don't belong to that religion, to your religion, to your understanding of religion, then you're not as good as we are. And that is very important to understand this exclusive understanding of religion, because there are we in my religion, and then they are the others. The others, they can be converted into your religion or only be disregarded. But in this sense, you have exclusive right to water, in this sense, for example, to religious use, because your religion is the true religion. In most religions, as I said earlier, you need water in religious services. Often you need fresh water in religious services. And this can also cause a problem. Of course, it's a minor need of water, but still water is needed. In Christianity, for example, you need water to baptize a child. That child we saw before. If the child was brought up in a Christian tradition, then quite soon it would be baptized in water. And it's not a physical thing. Of course, it's a physical thing coming into water, but it is a spiritual thing that happens, and you need water to make this happen. You need also water in other terms in Christianity, but this is one of the major aspects of water. In Islam, you need water to clean yourself spiritually and physically before entering a mosque for prayer. In that sense, you need fresh water. And in Hinduism, then you need water. Also, first the thing, you need water to clean yourself spiritually and physically, for example, in the river Ganges. But you also need rivers and waters to spread the ashes of a cremated person. So without a fresh water and a flood or a river, you can't spread the ashes. And then, of course, in this aspect, you have also the secular perspective, which is also causing problems in this sense, that religion is disregarded or seen as not as important as economic values. And in this sense, it is complicated to understand how actually water can be understood as holy, and how you can sort of see it from two perspectives. Then I go along to the perspective of seeing religion as a solution. Because most often in mass media, for example, religion is very often considered a problem, something that should be disregarded, or at least, can be accepted if it doesn't cause any problems. But I would say that religion can also solve some of the problems regarding water. You can see here this person, he is either swimming in the water or perhaps being baptized or cleaning himself. It can be interpreted in many different ways, and I think he is very happy, or she is very happy there. Religion, if you understand that religion is very important for the vast majority of the people of the world, then you can understand that religion has to be brought into consideration when solving problems regarding conflicts over water. And it has been quite known today in the Western world that the division is perhaps not today, at least in the Western world, between different religions, but between believers and non-believers. And believers of different faiths realize that they share common values. For example, they believe in something external that they have to respect and act in front of, and that they consider, for example, water holy, and they have a special understanding of the world. And this is far more important to share this understanding than to be, for example, being either Christian or being Jewish or being a Hindu. It doesn't take away the fact that you have your own religion. But in this sense, I think that if you understand that other religions, that people from other religions have something that you share, then you have come a long way to understand a problem and to the solution of the problem. And then this sense is also, for example, in the use of water, that if you can understand that water can be and is used by several different religions. For example, in the river Ganges, different religions use the water in the river Ganges. Then, of course, perhaps it can be distributed to a larger population that can be allowed to use it and therefore practice their own religion. But to come back to the secular perspective, which is, in this case, in terms of the world population, I find it the most complicated issue here, because from a secular perspective, water is not holy. And in that sense, you can't share those values with the religions of the world. But I think that if you understand that water is important, that, for example, you saw once again the child who came to life, water is there very important for a child to come to life, and water is very important in our lives. If we understand that water is important, perhaps some people say it is holy, and some people say that it is very important, but you still have a special concern and special need for the water. And in that sense, I think that both non-believers and believers can actually find common values. So, to conclude my talk, first I gave a short introduction about water in religions and religions in water, in the sense that religions are very deeply into water, in the sense that religions use water, religions understand water, religions interpret water in religious terms. And religion is very important in especially conflicts where different religions share the same water, for example, in the river Ganges and River Jordan. And I also said something about how religion can be a problem, in the sense that religion is most often exclusive, and that it's either you or them. And I think that if you come to the positive side of it, I think that you can see religion not as a threat, but something positive, something that is deeply within human beings that you can use and you can find common values instead. And those were my thoughts on religious water. Thank you.